And that was the case with Gideon, and that the context was wrong about God. His context of God was born out of an historical God that did something in times past, but could not appreciate, and his context could not accommodate the truth that that same God is still very much alive today and is still at work today. And another thing that was wrong about his context was the fact that it was difficult for him to believe that the dealings of God for today are as real and as solid and as valid as what God did in times past. And that is always the case with so many people, that when we read some of these wonderful and powerful things that God did in Scripture, it's very easy for us to see that those things were done by God. Imagine a guy now looking at the truth that God opened the Red Sea for Israel to pass, but he's looking at his own finances, and it's like an archetype of what happened to the children of Israel, in the sense that behind him there's a financial pharaoh, a development that he could not go back to, and before him is also a financial Red Sea. Something that is very, very solid, that is very difficult to cross. And that's why God is beginning to introduce such an individual to the mercy of faith. And that's why such an individual must understand that as Israel had to cross the physical Red Sea, that today also there are other Red Sea to cross. There are social Red Sea, there are financial Red Sea, psychological Red Sea, and economic Red Sea. And it's still today a faith venture. And you still need God to cross it the same way. And the last thing I want to talk about before I move to the other side of this telecast is that his context was also wrong, because he grew up in an environment where people raised altars unto Baal. So that means the context within which Gideon grew up was not the perfect context for a man who wanted to relate with God. His father in his house had an altar of Baal. So it was this kind of conditioning in which people believed in God, but they still have other gods besides him. And that is also very, very wrong. We can look at that today and say that that is different from what is obtainable today. But if you look at it deeper, you understand the fact that that is exactly what is happening today. That people have now grown up in context and in situations, in conditionings, promoting the worship of other gods. Just like it was happening in Gideon's home. Can you imagine his father, who was an Israelite, still had the altar of Baal at one corner of the house? And that was why when God was going to get Gideon to manifest the strength that was already latent on the inside of him, he had to give him that assignment to first of all destroy the altar of Baal in his father's house. So the first thing we need to do as we begin a new year like this is to get our context right. It's called virtue that is right. It will always produce victory that is certain. Is that okay? And that right context will be to tear down every altar of Baal and to tear down everything that is making God to be historically relevant and not to be contemporary relevant. I want to stop there and allow you to meditate on and pray about what you've heard. This is Dele Oshimagde from the TPC Center, Lekki, Lagos, Nigeria, signing out and saying there's a Gideon out there, and the Lord is saying to you what he said to Gideon: go in this your might. In the next telecast, I'll describe what this your might is. And God bless you as you process what we've had this afternoon and as you walk with it. Thank you for listening. God bless you. Bye.